Well, hi there, welcome back to Abus and Beyond. And in today's video, we're going to look at putting a wind out awning on the side of the van. Now, with van building, you have to be so many steps ahead of the game. And this is actually one stage where I completely messed up. There's so many things I should have done beforehand to make life a lot easier for me and also to reduce the cost. But yeah, let me explain a few of those to you now. Now, there's a few reasons why we want a wind out awning on the side of the van. We always knew we were going to have a wind out awning on the side of the van. I just should have planned a little bit further ahead. Obviously, wind out awnings are great for giving you shade from the sun. That's kind of the most obvious reason. Also, you'll see on the side of the van, I don't know if you can see there, the way it curves. If you have the sliding door open just a slight amount and it's raining, you do get wet inside. Just because it curves in at the top, it does always allow a bit of rain in the side of the van. So even if you just have the window open, you would actually get a bit of rain in there. So it's quite nice to have a wind out awning and just pull it out maybe a metre when it is raining, just to allow a bit of protection in the side there as well. So it's great for rain. Obviously you can put it fully out if it's not too windy when it's raining, and you can sit underneath, and that's quite nice actually when you're camping. But also the other option is you can put the wind out awning all the way out, and you can actually buy sides and create another external room, a massive room. So yeah, there's loads of different reasons. Also, another reason why we want a wind out awning is it's actually one of the criteria that is required for us to convert this into a motorhome. There's about four items externally that you need to do to allow the DVLA to change the vehicle to a motor caravan, and one of those is a wind out awning. The others is to do with the windows, decals, things that basically it needs to look like a motor caravan from the outside. Now, it does actually say that a combination of those things are required, so it's pretty vague, but yeah, that is something that we want to add on the side. Now, where did I mess up? Well, a couple of things really. I don't know if you remember, it's quite hard to see here, but the roof rack, in fact, you can just see there, the roof rack does not go the full length of the van. The reason for that is I knew that I was going to have a big skylight right at the front. So basically, if the roof rack carried all the way on, I would have to cut a lot of those slats out, and it would be pretty pointless having the roof rack right at the front. So to save on cost, and also I quite like the look of it with the roof rack at the back, I elected just to have it stop halfway along, and that is about can you see there, it's probably about a foot into the sliding door. Now, the issue with that is you can actually buy brackets that attach onto the side of this roof rack that would allow you to have a wind out awning on. If we did that, the wind out awning wouldn't cover the sliding door, so it's pretty pointless. It's a real shame. A couple of options I could have done is I could have carried on the roof rack, costs more and probably a bit pointless using that roof rack space, but it would have allowed me to put the brackets on the side and easily just add a wind out awning. Those brackets are pretty cheap. It would have been pretty straightforward. Now, if you watched any of our videos previously when we were away camping, you'll see that we just had it was just an Amazon, real cheap 30 quid thing that we just tied onto the top there. And it always had to be over the back because of the roof rack being there. I kept thinking, how am I going to fit a wind out awning to the side of the van? I just don't know how I'm going to do it, because I've covered the roof rails, the actual channels in the roof by putting the roof rack on, but then I've not done the roof rack the full length. So I was thinking, how am I going to get around this? Now, I emailed Perfect Awnings asking for help, and they were really quick to respond and said, don't worry, it's an easy fix. There is actually a multi-rail bracket combination system that we can actually use, and it's designed for things like us, where we have a roof rack in the way, or for people that have a pop top on the roof of their van as well. So it actually does solve problems. The issue is, again, I should still have done this process even with this multi-rail awning. I should have done this before I put the roof rack on, really, but I'll show you why when we start the process. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to fit the actual multi-rail. So we shall grab that out. It's called a Vamoose multi-rail, and we'll show you how that works now. So what I've done initially is, like I say, we're fixing the multi-rail to it first, and I've put masking tape on, and it requires you to mark 22mm up from the crease line in the van. Now it's not easy to see here because I've put there's an awning light here, but basically if you can see at the front here, this is that crease line right here, and you measure from this point 22 mil up all the way along the van. You can see those marks all the way along there, and then this here is the rail which we will be attaching on. First of all, you just use some self tappers just to fix it in place, basically offering it up to get it into place, and then we will be using adhesive and proper screws to attach it fully in place. But we're just going to see how this looks first. We're panicking a bit because it's a bit windy today and the camera's moving. Right, so this needs to come this way a bit more, quite a bit more.
On to you. Now, how far over do you want it?
Not, well, just do it up to the last bit of the metal.
Right, keep going then. Keep going. Right.
So that's the highest one there. Gosh, that, yeah.
Bit higher? Higher?
I'll put this one in first here.
I think so. I think you need to get one in, don't you?
Now that one's in, it is actually bending a bit.
Yeah.
It's actually got a...
This, I'm on this mark here. You're on the mark there.
You handily get different coloured screws. So your initial sort of self-tapping pilot hole screws are silver. So you use these with an electric drill ideally, and you don't drill a pilot hole. These are self-drilling screws. You can see that. And basically you very carefully drive them in, not too tight. You don't want to pull the metalwork out, but just it allows you to get a bit of bend on the actual rail and get it all in place. So we will be taking it back off again and using the official screws afterwards. That's going to work quite well actually. Yeah. If I use this front one.
In fact, those two are holding quite well.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not going off hands. That was a tough one. It's in.
I feel I should start running.
There's a running club going past, which is quite funny. Okay, so you can see there that the first piece is tapped into place, and then the next step is to remove this, and then we're actually going to put some adhesive on the back of it and bond it with the proper screws. So yeah, let's see how we get on with that. Just using a bit of touch-up paint, if I can get it open. Just a bit of touch-up paint inside the holes, just to protect. So we've applied the black sealant to the back of the rail and then offered it up, and now just to put these black screws in that we do hand tight, because you want to really feel sort of how tight they're going in. It's really easy to over tighten this if you're not careful. Now, because our van is the extra long wheelbase, you actually have an extension piece on the back. Shorter vans like the medium wheelbase wouldn't have this on the back, but yeah, we need to add a bit more on. So same process again, just with a smaller piece, so it should be a bit easier. Famous last words.
Deliveries?
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry mate. Brilliant, thank you. Cheers. It's a black VW badge for the front.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Once you've done your drilling, make sure you use the provided alcohol wipe just to clean off any of the sort of swarf and grubbiness before you apply the adhesive.
Which way you started? Stay in the lines.
So that is the two big sections of the rail on. Looks good, I think. Yeah, looks good. And now we actually just need to add, this is just the bit that slots on the back. You have to just score the back of it before you put some adhesive on. And then also this front piece as well. So you can see here how I've just added this front bit. I added a little bead of adhesive. It also has 3M tape on the back. The actual curve of the van goes right down here, but that opens this gap up way too much. So I've just done it how I think looks good. It is still moving a bit, so just got to be a bit careful with that. So like I said earlier, I made quite a few mistakes on the run-up. I should have planned well ahead. So even using this Vamoose rail and the brackets to attach an awning, it still would have been far easier if I had actually done that before fitting the roof rack, because this is what I've got to do now. We've actually had to loosen off the roof rack. Then, look, let me show you, we've then had to slide bits of tubing in to raise it up so that I can actually get the drill in to drill these holes and put the riv nuts in. So it's been such a pain. Look at how dirty the roof is, but it's not, you can't really get access to that when the roof rack is down. But yeah, what a pain that's been. Anyway, hopefully this should now get drilled up and be able to put the riv nuts in. So the only specialist tool you really need is a riv nut gun. Now this is quite a fancy one because I've been doing loads of stuff on the van that's required this. You don't need something quite as expensive as this. They sell them at Amazon, but essentially what it is it gives you these inserts, just allows you to attach them into metalwork like this. So you've drilled your 9mm holes all the way along, and then you basically just slot them in like so, and then use the riv nut tool to tighten them up. And basically what it does is it pulls the inside in and squashes them so they fit in nicely in the hole. There we go, and that's that insert in. So now that we've got the riv nuts in, we're actually just offering up the brackets. You'd put the front one on first, which we have siliconed in and done fairly tight. And now we need to put the back one on and just work out what the angle's like on here. We might need to bend this. I think we will need to bend this out a bit so it sits more like that, because the front one is a little bit more straight up. So we're just going to plonk this on. Unfortunately, it's starting to rain, as always, in the UK, so it makes it a bit trickier, but we'll crack on with this. Yeah, just because of the way the roof drops right off, we just need to adjust this bracket a bit. You'll probably be able to see from the camera angle that this is leaning back way more than the one right down there, potentially. Probably a bit too far away, but... So you can see from here that we're just trying to line them up. The front bracket right down there is much more straight vertical than this one here, so we just need to bend this rear bracket in a vise. The middle one is an adjustable bracket, so that's pretty straightforward, but the front and rear ones need to be aligned. Right, well, we've put that adjustable bracket in the middle. We don't have a bit of wood long enough, but I'll just use 2 bits, and it gives us a good idea. It looks pretty good, looks pretty straight. Now what we need to do is get the roof rack back down again, because we won't get access otherwise. And yeah, see if the awning actually fits. Well, as you can probably tell, it's a new day. It's much brighter today. The weather got the best of us last time. We got the brackets on. They're all mounted up. Got the Vamoose rail on, obviously, to fit the brackets too. Drop the roof rack back down. That's all secured back up again. Now we just need to attempt to fit the actual awning on. So we're going to offer it up. It's a 2-man job because it's 4.5 meters long. It's a Thule 5200. So a nice awning. It'd be interesting to see how it all works. And yeah, fingers crossed we can get it up there. So let's see how we get on. Typical.
This is massive.
Right.
Oh, Sean, there's a thing on channel 5.
Hang on, that's not right over, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, let's spin it, flip it over. Is that right? No. Oh, no, is that right? Yeah, that's right. But doesn't that not? Where's the wind out bit? Oh, it's there.
Yeah, it's it.
Right. Okay.
Right, stop at that, and then just lift it onto the steps if you can. Double step.
Yeah.
Right, I'm up.
Yeah. Same.
Ready?
Yep.
I'm going up again. See.
Oh, right. That's on. That one there. That's not on.
Right, this front one's on.
Right. Let's try.
Hang on. What are you going to try?
I was going to try lifting it again and tilting it a bit more. That's on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, then we need to, if we can, slide it back a bit.
Oh, God.
You right?
Yeah.
Right,
I'm
that's.
on. Are you
I'm on. Yeah, I am on. It looks good. It's a beast, isn't it? It is a beast. Lizzie can drive it first on the motorway. God, what a. It looks good actually as well. I like. Yeah.
like it?
Yeah. Right. Well, it's on. It is on, and in place. It's not bolted on yet, but we've hooked it on, and it's a beast. It's absolutely massive. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to wind it out fully here, but I'm pretty impressed with that. I think that looks great. That's going to be so good, providing shelter and shade as well. You know, shelter from the rain, shade from the sun if we ever get any again. Yeah. Right. Now what we need to do is we need to wind it out a little bit, and then through the brackets we need to drill and bolt the little bolts through just to secure it in place. So I'm just going to drill this. It's a 3.5mm hole that you have to drill into the awning casing. Right, so we've just moved over to an area where we can at least open it up and try it out. But it is huge. It looks fantastic. It all looks good. It all winds out nicely. I do have a tie-down kit as well with it, which we'll show when we actually get onto a site. But yeah, as you saw, you put the legs out as you wind it out and just get it all nicely aligned and make sure it's all looking nice and sturdy. Then you have, with this one, because it's so big, you have these little like tensioners that you just clip, you just push in, and it just takes some of the tension away, or increase the tension, should I say. But it's great. It's 4.5 meters across, 2.5 meters out, and gives. We always laugh because whenever we use these awnings, they never actually provide shade. Look, there's not a single bit of shade on the bottom. It's always the case. But yeah, at least it would give us rain cover across the door, which is what we're after, and yeah, it will give us shade when the sun is much higher in the sky. Right, so there we have it. That is the Thule 5200. I think it's called an Omnistor 5200, and also the Vamoose brackets and awning rail. The ultimate setup if you have a roof rack or a pop top, you can use this setup to create an awning on the side of your van. But what a beast of an awning it's going to be. I'm going to also look into the walls that you could put on the side to create a massive room, because that would be so cool. You know, thinking about when we're at places like Royal International Air Tattoo and places like that where it's very changeable weather here in the UK, at least then you've got an even more room inside your camper van. So yeah, it's really cool. So there you have it. That is the Thule 5200. Huge thank you to Perfect Awnings for helping me out with this. Couldn't have done it without them giving me advice on how to do the Vamoose rail and things like that. But yeah, what a setup. If you've enjoyed this video, please click that thumbs up button and consider subscribing. It really helps the channel out. There's loads more videos to come on this van and other vans in the future, and also our travels. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.